out the shower.
Yeah.
Now, what are you more than like proper body massage thing?
Yeah, that's so cool. But just feet, I'm just. I don't know. Just not right.
Okay. You know how many men I would know that'd be like, yo, feet, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most common fetish, you know.
That's mad. Yeah.
People love to suck toes and shit, man.
Yeah.
It's
Some
the
girls
most
like
common.
getting their toes sucked too.
Think of it like this, but if people are eating ass, you think them people aren't also sucking toes. Toes is the first step.
Nah. That's for some man.
Nah,
for certain men that I know,
Straight to the booty hole.
straight to the cheeks, bro.
Man.
They sucking
could never
batty
do that,
jokers.
Man said straight
I'm very
to-
open, but like that's just I just can't.
Man, they were sucking batty jokers.
Man can't do that.
Jesus Christ. I've heard some
good
stories
stuff.
about certain men, fam.
What?
Can't
Yeah,
look
Batty. Yeah.
Can't
We
look
all hear
no,
stories,
not just
man.
that, but I can't look at them the same way, bro.
Yeah, we all hear stories, man.
You know when the girl,
Pillow talkers.
when certain girls talk to me, yeah, I'm just scared of what they
Thing
say.
is,
'cause
Yeah.
if you ever do that girl dirty, it's going
not just
everywhere.
that. No, not just that.
She's on the ends
not just
especially.
that. Not just that. The group chat is lit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's lit for you.
Yeah,
No one's
fuck
obviously
that.
gonna snake it.
Yeah.
Or who it is, but
Yeah, your head's getting clean off.
bruv, oh my goodness gracious, it's mad. So
Oh, my
pray in it.
Fam.
Pray, bruv.
Pray my name. Say
There's
that in
probably
groups.
I don't know. There's probably someone, but for every one of us.
Batty, yeah.
yeah, that we've done
I
bad to.
can't be eating a booty, man.
Say man digging for gold. Yeah, that's not
Fucking hell, fam.
Man said he's digging for.
A man going into the chamber of secrets in there, fam. It's fucking risky, fam. One, if she coughed,
You're a
Yo.
madman, bruv.
woo.
But yeah, actually, what was you gonna say?
Nah, I was gonna say something. I don't want to say it on here still.
Say it.
Nah,
bruv.
I
man.
can't.
Read it, clear it.
I can't.
Say it later. Say it to me later.
All right, cool.
Alright, cool. This is a reminder.
Yeah.
Off camera, off the
yeah,
record.
off camera thing. Now we usually do anyway. But what did you call it? How is it being a BME officer, by the way? BME.
Bristol
Because
Right,
he's let me explain.
BME officer, so like there's like officers for different like marginalized groups. The BME
Like a
officer.
prefect type thing.
Sorry?
Like a prefect.
Man said proof.
Kinda selected role. So there's you do it alongside your studies, but like you
School
kind
prefect.
of lead that section. So anything to do with like race.
Is he laughing?
It's not that far off. But it's the same. It's the same kind of
But
people.
remember, do you remember prefects in school?
Fam, yeah.
What they were fucking doing?
They were pagans, man.
Have you seen that one video where it was like that one like fucking guy and he was going mad at these kids in the stairwell?
Nah.
Have you not seen this video?
No,
Have you not seen it? It's
No,
like
no.
an old video from when I was in like school.
But no,
fam.
but yeah, continue though. Continue.
It's
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
so like there's like a women's officer, LGBT officer, a trans officer. There's a
he represents all the ethnic minorities in this union.
yeah,
bruv.
all the ethnics.
black minority.
Yeah, ethnic.
What's it stand for?
Asians.
Black
BME.
and minority ethnic.
Black minority. ethnic.
So like it's an elected role, so you have to run a campaign and then everyone votes. Well, only the ethnics can vote for this one. Vote, and then like Black History Month we run. So that was in October. We ran that. Like,
Okay.
fucking like 20 events. It was fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
you guys. I saw so many
Like,
snaps of girls that I
big
knew like
events,
doing
man.
events for that shit,
mad
bruv.
thing.
Mad thing.
And ours was like probably like the maddest in the whole city. Like we just had like
Yeah,
literally
no,
20
you had
events.
no for real. No, I never saw a
Yeah.
UWE one for
You know
time.
is UE only
You-
started theirs in like September. You know.
You
Straight up.
pop in every whole month.
Fam, we
Pop
had
it,
it. We
bro.
was running it. We got most of it sorted, but in like June and July.
So what do you
and
actually do?
August.
Is it like
No, Black
So,
History Month.
Black
During
History
Black History
Month
Month,
was-
proper events.
yeah?
We was running those events, and
You mean like-
I was getting to kind of decide who we wanted in, who we didn't want in.
Wait, is it
and
like
sort
a
of that.
educational event, or you mean like a
It was a
rave?
variety of stuff. So
Okay.
like my thing was that I was like, a lot of people feel like this stuff should be for educating white people. My thing was like, these networks should be for us, by us.
Okay.
So Black History Month, the first people you should be thinking of is black students. What's gonna benefit black
Okay.
students, and you know what I mean. And then everyone else is second.
And you're representing them in a great light as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just did like a variety of stuff. We did like an open mic night, which was actually really fucking like really good actually in the end. Like people were going up, people was fucking rapping, people was singing, people doing poetry, and we made it. We said like it should be stuff of like black origins, like black music or something around that
Sick,
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I hear that.
We had a guy talking. What's his name? Fucking can't remember. He's fucking famous as well.
Akala.
Nah. He's
I saw a caller a few.
David
Yeah.
Olusoga. He's like this historian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like he does like these fucking he does like history shows on like BBC and shit.
Okay.
He come and talk about We had my two main ideas that we wanted. We couldn't couldn't make it work. But we did all that. In November, we did Islamophobia Awareness Month. We made it
Sick.
really, really political as well. Like really,
I like that,
really
I like
going
that.
in.
Yeah,
and, like,
I saw that. Yeah, you were popular
bro.
at that time.
Cause like
Could use that right now, man.
And
with
then-
everything going on.
since then, now we're just planning the rest of the term. 'Cause
Okay.
obviously everyone's been on because of
Wait,
exams.
Wait,
everyone's
is it
been off
open?
again.
Is it open to public as well? Just students?
It's mostly student based, but a lot of events like public people can come.
Yeah.
I would
People
definitely
are-
reach
Are
something
you
like that.
doing the
stuff.
Valentine's thing again?
Take me out. That's ACS rather than BME Network, but they're doing it
Let me
in
know.
like the 15th or something.
Is that a Saturday thing?
Yeah, I
Alright,
think so.
say no.
Friday or Saturday.
No, last year was fun. Last year was
Yeah,
actually
that
funny.
was
fam.
sick, man.
That was funny. That was funny.
Fam, that was stressful, man. We
Yeah,
didn't have no
he-
contestants,
yeah,
you know.
Big man.
Oh,
He
swear.
was the lead organizer for the whole of that event, fam.
Serious?
He was
was
getting people off
fucking-
the street just to
Like,
partake.
I was
in the
finding
thing.
people I knew just from like uni. I didn't even know them that well. Be like, yeah, you're going on. Oh, but I'm shy. I was like, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck going on, blood?
Get in that room.
Nah.
I was putting up girls I knew.
You might as well
we put up
organise
guys
our-
we knew and
Organize
shit.
my live show, please.
Your live show. I could fucking book a room.
Yeah, calm
You
down.
know what it is? I was thinking of last year.
Let's do it.
I wanted to go and take me out. Then I was in a
No,
relationship,
no,
so I didn't go.
no. Do never go to on
But
Take
yeah,
Me Out.
I can't.
bruv.
After
One
seeing
of
this
us-
Nas
Never.
guy get parred, I can't.
You
It's a
know.
par.
We are seeing an Asian man called Nas right now on Love Island. You think you
Yeah.
would, bruv? No.
Yeah, but I'm
no.
not corny like him. Man got sauce.
I know.
Yeah, but
so
I think-
dripping,
Dripping.
dripping.
Man will
drippy,
sing a little lullaby to them.
But I'm just saying, for you at that time,
Nah, I'm not actually gonna go.
but
Mainly, it's just the man was
But-
getting.
but let me know in it. I actually want to do the live show, fam. I told him already.
Oh, okay.
do it.
Is that still going into
Yeah,
there?
I just need to find a place. Now I've got him, big
Okay.
man.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
go for that.
Let's
bro.
talk,
Yeah,
fam.
definitely.
Let's
You gotta. The rooms go quick though, so you gotta like. Gotta get it
No.
sorted like quite. You
Apparently,
gotta like find a date.
You can get
and
like
shit
2
and-
months ahead.
Probably.
I think.
I don't want to say
something,
date. I'll tell you. This.
Nah,
Yeah,
but like,
nah, I was
I
gonna
just mean
say.
you have to like get it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you.
Yeah, you
But-
book a placement date and then just.
Yeah.
everything
I'll
after
tell
that.
you. I'll tell you the date.
Mm.
But yeah, like fam, like you've been on that for what? How long? Now, half the year now.
Technically, I started in June, but mainly like.
It's
September
almost
onwards,
half a year.
Yeah.
How is it compared to being just a normal student? Because you're
It's-
mixing it with your
Do
studies
you know
as
it
well.
is? I went from being a nobody to a somebody real quick.
Man said he became famous, bro.
Bro.
Not like supers. There's definitely B-knocks. I won't say I am a B-knock actually. I've been through some scandals, bro. Some political hit jobs and scandals. But
Man said hit job.
you
What?
go from
Wait,
being
wait.
Yeah, that sounds like something different.
What's
You
going
know-
on?
you
What
don't hear
one?
about this?
No.
Last year, like straight after my election. So election was in March 1, and in April, this brother. So there's this white guy who's he's the president of the Free Speech Society.
Okay.
But what they really do is they just get in speakers who are just fucking assholes. Mainly
Yeah,
Islamophobes,
Controversial.
and then also like homophobes, transphobes, but really they really come from Muslims, right? So they always getting people in talking about how extreme Muslims are and how they're
That's
incompatible with Western society and all that shit, yeah. So he comes for me. So this is April 2019, April that just went, and me and him had argued because there's this page called Bristol Truths, and essentially it's an anonymous confession page for Bristol Uni.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Man's
it's
gonna
big.
type it in just
Yeah,
to
I'm
figure
gonna
out
look
what
for this right
was.
now. Yeah,
big.
yeah.
So every uni like has one. It's privately done, obviously. It's not made by the uni. Just
Yeah,
students
of
do it.
course. Same with like the spotting in UWE,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So like UE will have one, Bristol
Man-
will have every unit will have like their own version, and ours is one of the biggest in the country. It's got like fucking gotta be like 25,000 people liked it or something.
Jesus Christ.
And at Bristol Uni especially, everyone knows Bristol. Everyone follows Bristol. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if
Same
you're
with-
commenting on it, and
Same
posting on
with
it,
UWE. We had spotted, yeah.
yeah,
Bear man
We
was
also have
shooting
a
their
spotted.
shots.
yeah.
Bear man, no, everyone followed that thing and
Yeah.
know what was going on there
Yeah.
because everyone was like, "Yo, who's?"
They,
I wanna know who's
they,
that
they,
is,
it
bro.
was so big. They were getting so many posts. They had to split off the crush ones into a separate page called Brisk Crush, where you'd put someone's initials and you say, "Oh, OC." Like I saw you in the library the other day wearing a green hoodie, and people were like trying to figure out like, was I wearing a green hoodie the other day? And, like shit
You
like
actually post though, because this like
Um,
just bare random stuff.
that. People just post whatever. You can post whatever, and then the
I think they
admins-
send it through email and they post
It's
it.
a
Oh,
Google
and
form.
then they
You
post
do
it
it
for you.
anonymously, then they post it, and then people can
Oh,
comment
seen,
normally,
seen,
but they
seen,
can
seen.
kind of pick as well what to post,
Okay.
right?
If it's good enough, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they post a lot of bullshit, but it's whatever they think will be controversial as well, like whatever will get,
Yeah.
whatever gets interactions in it.
Yeah.
But it's big. Like at Bristol Uni, everyone is on Bristol. You know what I mean? So, me and him, this guy had argued a few times, right? And he's just a fucking cunt. And he's one of them like, oh, I'm a rational thinker. I'm, I just like to create discussion type people. He's a fucking prick. So he would always be coming for Muslims as well, but also like black people. So people would post on Bristol like is someone said I think maybe it's racist to not be attracted to black people at all, which it is.
I don't think it's racist.
Nah, it is, bro.
Not
Because-
to be attracted
because,
to black
because what does a
people.
black person look like? All shades, all shapes, all features.
But let's just say, like, you say, I don't like a particular tone of woman, regardless of if they're black, if they're Chinese, if they're like whatever African.
Thing is, black people come in literally all colors.
No,
it's
no,
the
no,
same
no, no. But I'm saying,
Look,
that,
shape, everything.
but I'm
and,
saying
and
if
also
you-
they haven't seen them all.
no.
But
But
people say
one,
outright.
no,
It's
but
always
one,
black people.
but
as
I
well.
mean,
I mean,
no, of
it's-
course,
it's
body
always
shape
black
is different.
women
But I
they
mean,
say
if you're not into a certain complexion,
yeah.
do you not think that that's down to the?
But here's the thing. This is what I say. Why do we have those preferences? We are socialized
Oh yeah, of
to
course,
believe a
of
certain
course.
way. In the
Conditioned,
same
yeah.
way that white women are elevated.
Yeah.
As part of that is that black women are put down to put white women up, right? And that's the thing. No one is in a vacuum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're socialized.
Mm.
Like even I was saying, like people eat seafood, prawns and that, but won't eat bugs. Really, they're the same.
Yeah.
And I know that, and I would never eat an insect, but I eat prawns. And prawns, if you look at
Big man, I'll
you look
eat it.
at prawns when
I don't
they're like
mind.
fresh,
I
they're
don't mind.
fucking grimy.
I'm gonna come clean. I'll try that.
But I
I'll
understand.
try an ant.
You know what it is? If it was like
It's
de-shelled
popular
and
in
all
Asia,
that
apparently
shit,
it's
I
lit.
could, but I couldn't eat like a raw locust. or
Snake
something
in
like
there.
that.
I'll eat snake.
But
Same as people don't eat cats.
But
and
we're
dogs, innit?
socialized, right?
Mm.
Even recently on my Instagram stories, after Christmas, I put up a story and I said, I'm going to tell you, man, about something, yeah? There's
Okay.
Yorkshire puddings, right? And you put a fat dollop of double cream, extra thick double cream, and golden syrup in it, right? People were losing their minds. Here's the thing, Yorkshire pudding, you would think it's cooked in fucking gravy. It's pastry. It's no different to an eclair, actually. If I said, here's an eclair, pump it with with cream,
I like
and
Yorkshire
put
pudding.
golden syrup on top, people would be calling
I'm
me a
a complain.
visionary.
I'm a complain.
But because of people's association with it with roast dinner, people were going, obviously they're joking, but they were like unfollowed, like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Listen,
People were like, you're tapped. I was like, bro,
listen.
are you actually alright in the head?
I don't know what's wrong with you, but if you don't like Yorkshire puddings, I think you're tapped.
No, they like it with the roast though, because I was having the cream and the golden syrup.
as a dessert.
They were like,
With the
"Ew,
syrup doesn't make
syrup
sense.
and cream, and double cream, bro. It's the same pastry as an eclair or a profiterole. It's the exact same
Yeah, it's
pastry.
a profiterole. It might as well be a profiterole.
Yeah, but obviously profiteroles come
But
pre-filled.
wait,
And that's
that's it.
long,
I'm
innit?
just-
Where you gonna
I'm
buy a
just-
profiterole?
I'm
You
just
buy
saying,
Yorkshire
like
pudding in Tesco.
certain type of because it depends on the brand as well. By the way,
But
to me,
no, you can't buy the ones that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
cooked in beef
yeah.
gravy.
It's
That's
clear,
obviously
yeah.
off.
People,
But generally speaking, but
yeah.
people are so, and I was saying people
I know
like
what
people
you're
are so conditioned about
Mm.
fucking Yorkshire fucking puddings, and people think that they're not conditioned about things like race and other things as well.
bruv.
But
Bruv.
this guy was saying, yeah, it's not racist because oh, it's just a preference or whatnot, right? And I was talking about the internalized white supremacy that loads of us have as well, right? And stuff like that. And then he was just being an asshole, and he would talk about
Is this
putting.
guy English, white guy.
He's English, but he's Jewish, so he's like.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
that's a
So
different
he is
That's a
that
funny
kind of
thing.
plays into it, sort of. So essentially, and then he would also, when women would talk about their experience with like sexual assault and stuff like that, he'd be like, "I've never seen sexual assault on campus." Just like always talking
Bruv,
over people. Do you know what I mean?
You know what you should watch? Reggie Yates' documentary about male masculinity and all that
Okay.
in the UK when he
Yeah.
had like certain man saying that had like this guy, I forgot his name, but he had a book, had a book series
Like
about
picking
how,
up bitches.
picking up chicks.
Yeah.
But also he's also almost like condoning rape to a degree in certain
Yeah,
forms.
they really lie and shit. Like they'll give fake
I-
names, fake
Big
professions,
man,
fake
big
this
man.
and that,
Big man.
techniques on
He
how
would-
to like
Pick up
manipulate
chicks.
them.
Big man.
It's very
The way
very
he
dodgy.
was like literally deported from the States or Canada or something like that. That he had to move to fucking somewhere in Sweden or Switzerland in a uni uni type campus town.
Wow.
Like a Bristol town
Oh, he
centre.
did that just to pick up the
Because
girls.
I'm thinking it's
Yeah,
That's where he
I
moved
think
to.
I-
That's
yeah,
where
yeah,
he
I heard about
Yeah.
that. I heard about that. Yeah,
Bro, it was
No,
mad.
but at the same time, we know that even in the end, like people tie their masculinity to their how many girls they've slept with, what kind of girls
Of
they've slept
course,
with,
of
and this
course,
and that.
of course.
And it all comes from like just all kinds of things we were socializing. So like my thing was, so he would be talking about women, and when women are talking about the sexual assault and stuff they've been through, that's really difficult.
it's
Do you know what I
trauma,
mean?
it's trauma.
And him to just be like, I've never seen it. Of course, you're not going to. You're a fucking
Yeah, he's
guy.
a man.
bro.
Yeah, he
Do you
hasn't
know what I
been
mean?
bent over and raped. Yeah,
Like, so, and he would just always be talking to us. So one day I just got pissed off, right? And this was in April 2018. I got pissed off with this guy. I said, I had fucking enough of you, right? So I clicked his profile. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I clicked his profile. I was going through like his profile pictures. And he had this, in one of the pictures, he was waving this Israel flag.
Okay.
So I didn't really give it too much thought. I was pissed off. I didn't give it too much thought. I should have, probably. But I just said, so I basically said, listen, bro, like, why every time I never see you commenting on like the meme fucking posts and the funny posts. I only ever see you posting on these ones to silence the voice of women and minorities, right? Like, I said, can you be like Israel and cease to exist, right? Then he come back and was like, oh, like, said something, and I was like, yeah, mate, your opinions are like Israeli settlements, it's always popping up where they're not wanted, right?
Jeez.
So he
Man,
screenshotted it.
retaliated, guys.
He screenshotted it in April 2018, held on to it for a year, and in April 2019, put a complaint in. Put a complaint into the SU. But here's the thing as well. Do you know what's fucked? In the pictures, because he screenshotted them a year ago, it looks like my comments are fresh. It says 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago. So man was on Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror, the Times, the Telegraph, the Tab, which is like it's a uni newspaper, but like they have like branches in like all cities and all unis. The Bristol Uni newspaper obviously like broke the story. The Times, Telegraph, the Daily Mail, all of them, right?
Bro,
everyone except the Guardian.
Man got so controversial after what?
And here it is, my parents, like people that knew my parents, like in fucking America, was saying like, "What gone for this?"
Yeah.
My friends as well. Course, my friend who's like a fucking barber, don't know nothing about uni, like was like, "Yeah, what gone for this?" My sister's friend from the Somerset, the countryside, was like, "Yeah, what gone for this, right?" And I was getting abused. Like I can show you my obviously like in the articles on the comments, people were coming for me as well. A lot of racist stuff, Islamophobic stuff.
Of course.
And then I was getting messages on Facebook, bare messages from people in Israel, in America, in the UK. Not death threats. One guy said, "Oh, I hope you and your entire family die of cancer."
Jesus Christ.
Another guy, one guy, he was like, "Oh, Israel will live forever, unlike your precious deep in the mud Pakistan." And I was like, "Here's the thing, yeah. As a Bangladeshi, who we literally fought a war of independence from Pakistan, I have never in my life, I've been called a Paki, but no one has ever said to me that Pakistan is deep in my heart, precious in my heart. That was new, but." I was getting it, like, white people, like, it's what you expect, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
regardless.
Right? And so here's the thing, like, I never made those comments because he is Jewish, right? Didn't even really actually know he was Jewish. Never, like, no one ever told me. I never seen, like, whatnot, right? I admit it, and I saw the Israel flag. I never thought about it. Now, here's the thing, right? Yes, I should have thought if someone's waving an Israel flag, there's a very good chance they're going to be Jewish. Not automatic, but there's a good chance, right? Someone's waving any flag, there's a good chance they're going to be from that country, and Israel especially, right? And telling a Jewish student, whether I told it because he was Jewish, telling a Jewish student to cease to exist, and especially bringing Israel into it, people like it's anti-Semitic, and I was like, cool. So I apologized. I didn't want to, because I was like, nah, I'm done. But I thought about it. I really thought about it. I thought, well, what if it's a different country? What if it's, say, like Saudi Arabia and this and that?
It's taking
I read a lot of articles. I watched a lot of videos, and I was like, no, you know what? Actually, even though he's a cunt and he kind of deserved it, I didn't apologize for that, really.
But you could have targeted
more
him,
about
exactly.
You
didn't have to send it for the
and
country.
also, well, my opposition to Israel is, in my opinion, very reasoned and very well thought out.
But was it warranted?
Well, here's the thing: in that quick comment, people aren't going to be able to see that. Do you know what I mean? I can explain all my reasons, but that doesn't stop people from being offended and hurt. That's why. That's the main reason I
their interpretation of that specific comment is already to them like, you're being offensive,
and
they don't know his actual intentions already.
You sort of
whereas I had meant it, my thing was that because Israel's a settler state, right? They came in, took the land, kicked all the natives off.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist. To me, I don't recognize those kind of states, right? Whether it was apartheid, Boer South Africa, even America and Australia.
That happens everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
But they interpreted it as me saying Israel does exist and I want to destroy it, and they were saying that implies I want to destroy all the people inside it, and essentially they're saying I was implying the destruction of Jewish people, right?
Jesus Christ.
So I was like, cool. I apologize for offending people. I apologize for being rude. I apologize for bringing Israel into it where it didn't need to against a Jewish student.
Did you go to Daily
No,
Mail?
I released it on like my Facebook, and the SU released it.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, fuck the Daily Mail, bro. I ain't gonna fucking say shit to them.
No, but like,
but they was all reporting.
You never know.
But they wasn't reporting the full story. And this thing, in his picture, it doesn't show any of his comments saying bullshit. It doesn't show what the actual post was about. Well, here's the thing: the SU told me to keep quiet. They said if you do that, it'll look like you're just not apologizing and defending yourself.
I heard,
you would, right?
You would, yeah.
So they were like, don't say anything. They said as well, like, because obviously all these newspapers before they wrote the article, they all approached me for comment. Times, Telegraph, all of them, right? And SU were like, it's probably a trap. Like, don't bother with it, right? Points West as well wanted to get me on the show. He went on, fucking bastard. He was stoking the fires everywhere.
Yeah.
And not once did he ever mention in any of the comments or anything that the comments was a year old, right? So everyone thought it was fresh.
Yeah, everyone would think it's fresh.
Which is a big thing.
Yeah, he copped it out for
But
specifically.
does that make a difference though?
It does.
It does. No, it does.
One comment a year ago is different from the guy did it after being elected straight away. Because at the same time, a year ago before that election, I was a very different person. because a year before that, I was in my first year of uni. I'd only been for a few months, and I learned a lot in that year.
Ignorant.
So would you have said that you would have said the same comment a year later?
No.
If everything panned out?
No.
What would be different?
I would have actually stuck to my reasonings, because my argument, this is what people were saying to me. They were saying like you was winning the argument. Obviously, I'm never gonna win it with the white people, but people were saying, loads of ethnic people came to me later. It was like you were talking sense, but you got pissed off and you lost your cool and anything. And then these racist white people will use that.
You lost your cool.
On you to
But
be like,
you almost dropped to his level in a sense.
Exactly.
Because,
You lost your composure.
Exactly.
You lost your composure.
And actually, and here's the thing, I'm better than that. I actually can vocalize myself. I can reason my points and this and that, so I didn't have to do that. But yeah, that was mad. I was getting bare hate. There was a petition to remove me. It got like 2,000 signatures or something. Obviously, it's getting signed from all across the world, isn't it?
I'm sorry, man got a petition.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a
Oh
mad
my
thing,
God.
The Union of Jewish Students was telling the SU to remove me and this and that.
Experience, fam.
But at the same time,
Bro, we
through
have to
it,
continue
because
this
I had
now.
to get like anti-Semitism training. I actually learned a lot, because even before the training was in like September, so it was like later on. But even that time, what I did is I went and I read loads of articles and I watched loads of YouTube videos about anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, that whole thing in the UK, in Europe, in America, in Germany, the history of like the Holocaust, history of
So now
like all kinds of things of Israel and this and that.
So you've made, after this whole thing and changing, you've decided to be like, as you said, you apologize and everything, and you said, before I take the consequence of going to this training and actually learning about something, let me go a full deep dive into everything, so that I will not just understand what everyone this person is talking about in front of me, but I know that there is a reason why they're saying this and how they might feel. Yeah. To a certain degree.
And the person that's living
and
in
that's
Israel
part of, because I met with the Jewish Society, some of their committee members
in the uni?
like during the investigation, and I spoke to them about it, what I'd done and this and that, and they actually never fully called for my resignation. They said they were willing to work with me and this and that and whatnot, which I really respect them, because they didn't have to as well. And they could tell, because I was chatting stuff that like you couldn't just make up, you know what I mean?
Shit.
And I felt bad. I felt the main thing is that regardless of whatever reasons or other things, I, especially just doing a flippant comment without really explaining my reason for why I'm opposed to Israel, this, that, I contributed to a hostile environment that Jewish people face in this country and abroad and elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's a lot of anti-Semitism. And this is the thing, between those two comments, right? In that year, I had actually come to realize a lot of that. A lot of people in the pro-Palestine movement, anti-Israel, a lot of people are actually anti-Semitic, and they use the pro-Palestine stuff as a way to like mask it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I think a lot of people
in the same way that a lot of white racists use feminism and women's rights and gay people's rights to attack Muslims, but they actually don't care.
Yeah, but that's nature in itself now, into a degree. We as human beings, we use something to hide something else.
Yeah,
of course.
So I realize there's a lot of people in the left wing and even like in the Labour Party, actually, because like a lot of people, I'm a Labour supporter generally, and I like Jeremy Corbyn, but a lot of people who love Jeremy Corbyn, especially Black and Asian people, love Jeremy Corbyn. People completely refuse to acknowledge there's any issue with anti-Semitism in left wing and Labour.
Hell yeah!
And there is a big issue.
There's been a big issue.
And this is the thing. I had come to realize that already. So this is why I say it's kind of funny that, in a sense, that they had made the complaint after I had already come out of that situation a lot.
You probably never thought to.
But fuck it, innit?
But you probably
he held on to it for a reason. They do them things. The way that guy is, he
held it on for a reason, because he
didn't. I don't think
a whole year.
I think he held it. Probably screenshotted it. Probably thought, and
the thing is, the
just
way he is,
he saw you doing things.
The way he is,
yeah, but he wouldn't know in a year's time you'd be running for president.
Oh no, he wouldn't know, but he held on to it just in case.
But no, it's an in case thing.
I
would do the same shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Not if I was him, because he's a dick.
Bro, do you know how many screenshots I have just in case?
Yeah, no, of course.
So here's the thing: it was gonna come out in the future, but this guy, he's one of the people that he just toes that line of like intellectual kind of racism.
Yeah,
so
he covers
you
up.
You can't, especially for white people. We can all see it.
That's racism now.
But
it's prejudice.
When you speak, he speaks publicly as I speak publicly. You caught me for one thing. There's a reason they caught me for one comment that was a year old, and that was it. They couldn't say like, throughout the months, and he's been saying bare wild shit. Him, the way he is, that shit comes when
So
you
where
do
is
that,
he
it's
now?
still
But-
society.
but-
he's still the president of that
Go on, you
society,
go
free
first.
speech society.
He's still on
So
it.
he brings in speakers who say like Muslims
I
are
want to
really
come clean.
extreme
Yo,
and
shall we
this and that. And
shall we make a call for the man then?
Can't even do
Let's
that.
pull up,
he'll,
bruv.
he'll just call the police. He's that kind of person. He'll call the police and say they're scared for my life. They threaten my life and this.
What
that,
you
and do
mean
that.
you're scared for your
Nah,
life?
But that's how this guy is. If I even just step into his personal space and intimidate him like that,
No, big man.
he'll
You know,
put a complaint.
wait until he graduates. Wait until he
It'll probably be
graduates.
the
Guy's been
same.
at this
It'll probably be
uni
the
for
same
like
as
fucking 5
it'll probably
years.
be the same for the rest
No,
of his life.
wait until you've graduated and you've finished.
Yeah.
Rush him. Rush him.
Rush him now.
Nah, can't do them things.
No,
man.
no,
Man on my final
Yeah, nah,
warning.
we're joking anyway. We are joking.
Allegedly.
We're not gonna rush it. Anyway.
But
Wink.
like, and this is one thing I would say, right? There's still a lot of people who are just gonna hate me from then on. Nothing much I can do about
This
that.
is what I have a problem with now. People don't think that we as people can change in time.
But no, my main problem is that white people. There's been white people at our
No, I'm
uni
talking
saying
about-
some wild shit, but no one
Yeah,
writes a
yeah,
fucking
but-
article
No,
about
no,
them.
no.
But it's not about them.
It's
bro.
not about
Yes,
them,
it's
bro.
we're
It's
talking
not
you.
about them.
Yeah.
They only focus on you.
Yeah, of course, because
But we can only focus on ourselves. We
That's the
can't.
thing. He's done 10 times more wild shit than me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird,
but
and that annoys me. The double standard annoys me.
we cannot remember what country we are fucking living in.
Yeah, of course.
So you
It's
cannot
not gonna stop
do
annoying
anything.
me though.
It's not gonna
But
annoy
that's
you.
the way it is.
But the way you can fight it is by
Yeah.
being productive, representing the culture that you are in, representing the actual people that that are minorities, separate from the white people, and say this is what we're doing. We are not focusing on the white racist supremacy. We are looking at the progression of minorities in this country.
And that's
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
And
one
the
thing,
sec-
one
the
thing
second
I
you
can
turn
say
around and say,
confidently,
"Oh, well,
yeah.
fuck."
Like
There you
I've
go.
been
He's
meeting
winning,
and
he's
chatting
winning.
with
Yeah,
the
that's
I've been
all
meeting
good.
and chatting with like the Jewish Society, right? I would say that me and they just changed president, but like the outgoing president actually had quite a good relationship. Nobody can tell me that, because obviously a lot of people will always say that, oh, he just apologized 'cause he had to, and he just like ticked the boxes for what he had to do to keep his role and this and that. No one can say that, because if you ask the Jewish Society at my uni, ask the president who just went out, she'll tell you I was doing bits. I was going out of my way and spending my own time working on shit for them, helping them, and
But was that to
combating
work-
with my own people.
But were you doing that before?
Before
you
the
made comment?
role,
Yeah. No, before
Before
you
the
made the comment.
the
and Facebook
comment
thing.
was the whole
Nah, he
scandal
wasn't
was
doing
like a couple weeks after I won the election,
Okay.
and before I started the role.
There
So
you
it wasn't
go.
any
There
time
you go.
to do that.
Time again. So he's already. Remember, those people get like an example, like Maya Poet, all them old tweets coming back.
Yeah.
Same scenario now. Now
If-
he has to explain himself, which is
Well,
fine. But if
yeah.
it happens again, you've already apologized. Do a Kevin Hart, bruv. I've already apologized to the team.
Yeah,
Why is he coming back out?
That's all you can do.
kind of.
And
But at the
that's-
same time, while I have apologized, I can also respect the fact that an apology isn't enough, because
Yes.
there is a lot of people who apologize just because they have to.
Yes, but the way you can, you've already
And people are
apologized.
forgiving. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It
people
doesn't
are
matter whether you-
forgiving,
yeah.
but you can also make sure to prove to them that you are better. You are better now.
What
So
I
that-
say is, I say, look at
and
my
be-
actions.
That you have educated
doesn't
yourself.
matter,
You have remember education yourself, culture, everything. Represent not just those type of people,
Yeah.
but represent your own people and
Yeah.
give an honest opinion about
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, man.
Just those type of things. But
And it doesn't matter. Like, look at Chris Brown. Someone fucked up. He's always been a staple in the community. He's always been a good guy. He made one big mistake, and people still remember it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't.
but he has changed so
Yeah,
much.
he's changed.
Regardless,
But-
and he's still on it.
Our generation, everything is public. Everything is recorded. Everything is
Yeah.
evidence. So I don't think it really matters. I think people
Unless
just
it's on
need to-
BBM.
I mean, if people don't want to listen to reason,
Yeah,
there's
or WhatsApp.
nothing you can do about them people.
Nah, WhatsApp,
But if
you can use
people
that.
are,
Snapchat,
if people
Snapchat.
want to ask, okay, but did he really mean it? I'll say, look at what I've done since then. I've been working with the Jewish. I asked the Jewish Society committee what they
Yeah.
think, because here's the thing: I never kissed their ass. No one can say, oh, he just suddenly started kissing their ass and doing everything they want because
It sounds like
because he had to
Yeah,
keep the
You
role.
sound like you just.
They
tried
will
to
tell
inform
you
yourself.
we've not
Yeah.
seen eye to eye on everything. And I've told them very upfront what, like, when it comes to like Israel, I'm not gonna fucking support that state or anything support that state because I'm against it, and my reasons why and certain things, right, that I would do and I wouldn't do, because that's me. Is like
But-
I struggle to lie. Like I can't be like, oh yeah, just do it.
But you can you can respect their own views
Yeah.
Yeah,
and from a distance and be like,
yeah.
listen,
We
even though
agreed. We
don't-
just
I-
disagree.
Everyone's
even though we
capable of
don't disagree with our own beliefs on what this problem is, but I respect you as people in general.
Yeah,
Like I might not have,
and
I
I've
might have a certain
become
problem with a certain country, or you as well, and then but the people are not involved in that.
Yeah,
It's the history.
and that's
So
Yeah.
we'd be like the
and
people there, but
And
the
while
way
my
certain things are,
stance
I
on
don't
the
need-
country has more or less stayed the same, settler state illegitimate.
Mm.
I've become a little bit softer because I understand more why. I mean, I kind of understood a bit why. Obviously, the Holocaust, nowhere to go, scared. But I understood more why people are willing to turn a blind eye to such horrors going on in that country, because they literally see this existential threat. They literally see it as a fact that if they don't, they could be gone tomorrow, because they were nearly gone. And here's the thing: things I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knew the
First
Holocaust
World War.
kind of is, but I didn't know that. I think I read 90% of Polish Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think maybe 2/3 of Jewish people in Europe were killed, which is the majority of Jewish people.
Yeah, because of the First World War.
World
First World
War
War,
Two,
Second
World
World
War
Two.
Two.
Second.
Sorry.
And stuff like that. And I had actually, and I researched into the history of anti-Semitism in Europe. I did an essay on it actually before that complaint. Funnily enough, actually, so this is why I never said, oh, is it anti-Semitic? I have no idea. This that. Like, I never pretended to be completely ignorant, because I'm not. That would be like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
You just
Disrespectful.
lived your. You just.
So-
honest.
Yeah,
You were just honest.
So since then, I've done work. Like, I've been trying to chat to Jay Talk about like wanting to do work on anti-Semitism and the more nuanced stuff that people don't understand and whatnot.
Big man, can we just give him a round of applause for that? That's incredible, fam. Man said, let me do an actual event and make an actual change
Yeah,
to
man.
this, man.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
That's